Russian-backed leaders in 4 regions of Ukraine are to hold a referendum on joining Russia in the coming days. Here are the latest developments. The self-styled referendums on joining Russia are to be held in Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk and Luhansk region between 23rd and 27th September. Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered a partial mobilization of about 300,000 reservists to reinforce his troops in Ukraine. Ukraine forces have held ground taken from Russia earlier this month in Kharkiv. Ukrainian troops are trying to push forward around Lima. Fighting continued in the south around Kherson, while Ukraine have failed in its offensive. Referendum in 4 regions. 4 regions of Ukraine that are partially or almost completely occupied by Russia will hold self-styled referendum from 23rd to 27th September. Voting in Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk and Luhansk will be conducted either in person or remotely. The Russian-installed head of Kherson region in the south, Vladimir Sardou, said incorporating it into Russia would secure our territory and restore historical justice. Large parts of Zaporizhia and Donetsk are not under Russian control, and all 4 regions have been seen in recent days, so conducting a secure vote may not be possible. Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to annex the 4 regions in the days following the referendum. Some analysts have suggested that the change will allow Russia to claim that continued Ukrainian counter-attack on the 4 regions will be an attack on sovereign Russian territory. On Wednesday, Mr. Putin ordered a partial mobilization of about 300,000 Russian reservists, stressing that the call-up would apply to people who already have military training. Russia's defense minister Sergei Shoigu said that the extra troops were required to defend a front line stretching for some 1,000 kilometers, that is 600 miles. Russian retreat in the east. The announcement of the partial mobilization and the referendums came after a major Russian retreat in the east. Ukraine said it captured 6,000 square kilometers, that is 2,317 square miles of territory from Russia earlier this month, when it forced Russian units back in the Kharkiv region. Russian troops withdrew from the key towns of Izium and Kupiansk, saying that the retreat would allow the troops to regroup. Both towns were a major logistical hub for Russian forces in Donbass. On Wednesday, Russian units continued to shell central areas of Kupiansk. Justin Brooke of the Royal United Service Institute (RUSI) told the media that Russian position in Kharkiv had suffered a total collapse. The Russian withdrawal was, he said, certainly the most dramatic reverse that we have seen from the Russians since they retreated from Kyiv in April. Mr. Putin has said that Russian forces were fighting for the liberation of the Donbass, which broadly refers to the Ukraine's eastern region of Donetsk and Luhansk, where Russian-backed separatists held significant territory before the invasion. On Monday, Russia lost full control of Luhansk after a village close to Lysychansk was recaptured by Ukrainian troops. Reports suggest that Ukrainian units are attempting to push forward in Lima. Ukrainian counter-attack continued in the south. Ukraine has continued to attack Russian position near Kherson, targeting Russian transportation and logistic facilities. Reports suggest that Ukrainian troops have made gains at several locations on the Russian front line in recent weeks. They have also attacked bridges, ferries and pontoons, attempting to make Russian position of the west side of the Dnieper River unsustainable and therefore force a withdrawal. But they have failed so far in this move because Russians have been defending it so tight. Also in the south, the International Energy Agency has called for the demilitarization of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plants. Russian and Ukrainian sources have accused each other of shelling close to the plant, which is Europe's biggest nuclear facility. Shelling continued on Wednesday, damaging one of the plant's power units. Russia's military took over the power station in early March, but it is still being operated by Ukrainian staff. Western weapon boost Ukraine. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has appealed for more funding and equipment to retain the areas retaken from Russia. Western shipments of weaponry are being used heavily by Ukrainian forces. Early in the conflict, Ukraine used primarily Warsaw-packed munitions, which have been using for several decades, but many units have now made the transition of NATO standard equipment, including artillery and ammunition. Multiple launch rocket systems, such as the US-made HIMARS, have been used in both Kharkiv and Kherson, according to the Institute for the Study of War. Mr. Zelensky said, "Our main goal is to deoccupy the whole territory." Russia invaded Ukraine on 24 February, but Ukrainian forces retook large areas around Kyiv in early April, after Russia abandoned its push towards the capital. Areas in the west of the country, including Lviv, have been seeing missile attacks but no attempt by Russian forces to take and occupy ground. The Russians have suffered heavy losses since the invasion began, and significant quantities of Russian weaponry have also been destroyed or captured, while Ukraine have lost over 60% of its weapons and armory.